At the very beginning of the story, we are introduced to a 19-year-old boy named Oscar. Unlike most boys his age, who are usually interested in dating girls and enjoying teenage fun, Oscar is quite different. He is unusually mature for his age and prefers deep thinking over childish behavior. He has a strong love for French literature and philosophy, especially the ideas and writings of famous thinkers like Voltaire and Rousseau. Oscar is not only intelligent, but also handsome and well-spoken. When Thanksgiving break arrives, the school closes for a few days, and all the students leave to go back home by train. Oscar is sitting on the train with his best friend, casually talking and enjoying the journey. During the ride, a beautiful girl from their school approaches Oscar. She clearly likes him and confidently asks him out on a date. Oscar responds politely but firmly and turns her down. His friend is shocked by this and asks him how he could reject her. He says she is the most beautiful girl in the entire school, and every boy dreams of dating her. Oscar simply smiles and explains that he is not attracted to girls his age. He tells his friend that he prefers older women who are intelligent, emotionally mature, and independent. He then reveals that he is already in love with a woman and hopes to win her heart during Thanksgiving break. Soon after, Oscar gets off the train and takes a taxi home with his friend. When he arrives at his house, his father is extremely happy to see him. Oscar's mother passed away several years earlier, and after her death, his father married a woman named Eve, mainly so she could help take care of Oscar. Oscar's father works as a university professor, while Eve is a successful heart doctor. That evening, Oscar's father throws a small party to celebrate his son's return home. Many guests come to the house, and the atmosphere is lively. During the party, Oscar's father introduces him to a girl who is around his age, hoping they might connect. However, Oscar shows no interest at all. Instead, Oscar keeps quietly watching Eve. The truth is, the woman Oscar told his friend about, the one he loves, is actually his stepmother, Eve. She is intelligent, confident, mature, and emotionally strong. After Oscar's mother died, Eve took care of him, and during that time, Oscar slowly developed feelings for her. Even after leaving for boarding school, he never forgot her. Oscar knows very well that these feelings are wrong according to society, but no matter how hard he tries, he cannot control his heart. Oscar admires everything about Eve: her voice, the way she walks, the way she thinks, and how she speaks. To him, she represents the ideal woman he had only read about in books. However, Eve has no idea about Oscar's feelings. When Oscar tries to hint at his emotions through conversations, Eve completely misunderstands and sees nothing unusual. At the party, Oscar also meets Diane, Eve's best friend. Diane is a modern, free-spirited woman who believes in living life on her own terms. She works as a massage therapist and has a bold, confident personality. Later that night, Oscar's father asks him to drop off the same girl Oscar had earlier rejected. Oscar doesn't want to do it, but he agrees out of respect. When they step outside to find a taxi, the girl openly tells Oscar that she wants to go on a date with him. Oscar gently refuses again, explaining that they are too different and don't share the same mindset. He helps her into a taxi and sends her home. After this, Oscar feels deeply sad and frustrated because he cannot express his true feelings to Eve. To escape his emotional pain, he decides to go to a bar and have a drink. Since he is underage, he uses a fake ID to enter. He drinks far too much and leaves the bar completely drunk, emotionally broken, and confused. On his way back, Oscar unexpectedly runs into Diane. She immediately notices how drunk he is and worries that his father would be furious if he returned home like this. Wanting to help, she takes Oscar to her apartment. Exhausted, Oscar lies down on the bed. Diane suggests giving him a massage and asks him to remove his shirt. As Diane starts the massage, Oscar, due to his drunken state, loses control of his emotions. Diane also gives in to the moment. That night, they cross a line and become physically close. The next morning, Oscar wakes up and sees Diane sleeping next to him. He is filled with guilt and regret, realizing he has made a serious mistake. Without waking her, he quietly puts on his clothes and tries to leave the apartment. However, when he walks into the next room, he sees Diane's boyfriend. Oscar panics, but the boyfriend assumes Oscar is just a regular client who came for a massage. Diane quickly plays along and confirms that Oscar was only there for professional reasons. When Oscar finally returns home, his father asks where he spent the night. Oscar lies and says he stayed with a girl from his boarding school. Soon after, he learns that Eve has already left for work. Oscar can no longer hide his feelings. He decides he must find a way to speak to Eve alone. To do this, he prepares her lunch and plans to surprise her at work. His father sees this and feels proud, thinking his son is thoughtful and caring, completely unaware of Oscar's true intentions. Oscar goes to Eve's clinic and gives her the lunch. Eve is genuinely happy and thinks to herself how sweet and kind her stepson is. While talking, Oscar asks her deep philosophical questions, including why the heart is considered the symbol of love. During their conversation, Eve receives a call from Diane. After the call, Eve tells Oscar that she and his father are going out to dinner that night and that Diane will be joining them. This makes Oscar very anxious. He fears Diane might reveal the truth about what happened between them. He rushes to Diane's house, but she is not home. Her boyfriend tells him she went out with friends to a cafe. Oscar goes there and sees Diane sitting with her friends. He tries to speak to her privately, but her friends keep interrupting. Diane's friends are impressed by Oscar and even flirt with him. Eventually, they leave, and Oscar finally asks Diane to forget what happened and never tell Eve. Diane promises him secrecy, but admits she feels a deep emotional connection with Oscar and wants to continue seeing him. Oscar refuses and walks away, even more confused than before. He then visits his best friend and finally tells him the truth, that he is in love with Eve. His friend is shocked. Oscar also admits that he slept with Diane while drunk, but wants to end it. His friend warns him that everything about this situation is wrong, but Oscar refuses to listen. To Oscar, Eve is not a mother figure. She is the perfect woman in his eyes. That night, the family goes to dinner at a hotel along with Diane. Diane drinks heavily and starts flirting with Oscar in French, knowing that Eve and Oscar's father don't understand the language. Oscar tries to stop her, terrified she might expose everything. When Diane goes to the restroom, Oscar follows her and confronts her. She begins forcing herself on him, and at that moment, Oscar's father sees them together. Back at the table, his father asks if they are hiding something. Diane suddenly declares that she and Oscar love each other. Eve and Oscar's father are shocked and immediately say the relationship is wrong due to the age gap. Later, when Oscar's father is busy at work, Eve attempts to get close to him, but is rejected. Oscar secretly witnesses this. The next day, Eve confronts Diane and tells her the relationship with Oscar is wrong. Diane responds confidently, saying she found Oscar charming and mature, and suggests that any woman, even Eve, might feel the same. Later, Oscar and Eve play tennis. Oscar gets hit by the ball, and afterward, Eve talks to him seriously. Oscar confesses everything. He explains that Diane reminded him of Eve, especially because she wore Eve's scarf. He admits his love for Eve. Eve calmly explains that what he feels is not love, but confusion and attraction. She tells him that true love comes with life experience. Oscar finally understands. He realizes his feelings were more like a fantasy. As Thanksgiving ends, he apologizes to Eve. At the train station, Oscar meets the same girl from before, who quotes Voltaire. Oscar smiles, showing he has grown emotionally. As the train moves forward, Oscar reflects quietly, wiser than before.